Yeah.
Cool.
Parry talks. I don't know. I'm doing this so badly. It might be episode 3. It might be 4. It might be 6. It might be episode 1.
Might be
This
episode
might be
one.
the introduction to Parry talks. I've got like, I don't know. I'd call you. I don't want to I don't like flattering guests. No offense, but I reckon you're probably my favorite Sydney selector.
Massive.
I don't know. Just I feel like whenever I'm out, by consequence, you're playing.
Yeah.
Do you feel that?
So it just so happens that.
And we have an awesome time.
Yeah, it's fun.
And like I'll start at Winter Dance as my justification for that. I remember we walked in, and like you know when you walk into a festival, or whatever, it's like, oh, we'll go grab a drink, we'll chill for a little bit, maybe have a smoke.
You warm up to the dance floor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But people were walking in, and then like you just see them, like you hear your music playing, and they were turning, and I was like,
sick.
beautiful. See, that was awesome.
I went pretty hard, accidentally.
What do you mean?
Like
music?
when I rocked up, I was like, oh, I played for like 2 hours, opening the room, like, you know, I'll build it up.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'll play some disco. But then the first song I played was like Italo disco, and it was just like, you know, boom, boom, boom,
crazy,
boom.
yeah.
I was like, fuck, what have I done? And
What have you created?
Can I swear on this?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Dude, I am putting this. Fuck. I'm putting this on. This is on my. It's not Purple Sneakers. We're not all.
It's just Paz. Is it Parry Talks or Paz Talks?
Parry.
Parry Talks.
People call. I feel like all my friends call me Parry, but everyone in music calls me Paz because of my Instagram.
Yeah.
So.
Did I tell you when I was at Summer Dance, some girl came up to me and was like,
yes.
"Oh, you're friends with, you know, Parry."
So this is what happened. I'll tell you that story because I actually wanted to start there because I like talking about how we first. So, whenever like my friends that aren't like in the scene but not like necessarily like dedicated that would know who you are, I'm like. I like when people like come up and show appreciation. So like I'd be like, oh, you're going to Summer Dance. Like if you see Lex, go say hello.
Yeah,
like, tell her she's awesome. And then not knowing that they'd actually like pull through
Do
on it.
it, yeah.
And then I remember getting like these Snapchats from Amelia DeBoos, shout outs. And she was like, look, it's your friend. I'm like, oh no, is it some person like that I used to hate? And then now it's brought back up. And it was you. I'm like, you're kidding. And it was raining and shit. Oh.
It was really funny because I didn't you know, at the start, I didn't acknowledge that your name was Parry. It was just Paz. And so some girl came up and she was like, oh, you're Lex. I was like, yeah. And she was like, oh, you know Parry. And I was looking at her like, I'm sorry, I don't know any Parrys. And she's like, yeah, Parry. And I was like, look, I'm like, Parry's a pretty unusual name. I was I don't know any Parrys. I'm so sorry. Like, you have the wrong person. She's like, no, you do. And she was convincing me. And I was like, oh, fuck. And then she like took a selfie and sent it, and I was like, I have no idea who this Parry guy is. And it came back, and I was like, oh,
dude,
I look like the biggest idiot.
So many people like they will know me as Old Mate Paz.
Yeah.
Like not anything else.
Yeah.
It's like I'll do an interview or whatever, or like, and then they'll be like they'll see my face and be like, oh, I didn't know it was with Old Mate Paz, and then like, I hate that shit. But yeah, like
that's good.
I feel like how well documented do you think the start of your career is? Because I think it's not very well documented.
As in...
like, where it started.
Yeah. It was definitely... like, so I started... Okay, it's kind of hard to point out. So I like have a history in music. I studied at like the con. So I have like a history in like music like, theory. And I played the oboe in high school and took it really seriously. And then... at the same time when I was like 14, 15, I was writing to Grimes and I used to watch videos of how she did her music making like on the floor with synths everywhere and a reverb mic, and I was like, wow, she's so ethereal. She's like, this is amazing. So I made like 3 songs which are private SoundCloud, and my name was Moss, which obviously now there's Mossy, so yeah. Lucky that didn't go through.
Like Moss is in like
MOSS, like
nice.
moss
on the ground,
river, like very fairy.
Isn't moss bacteria? Anyway,
probably it's something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so I had GarageBand on my iPad, and so I used to make little weird beats and like arpeggiated pad sounds and stuff like that. And then I didn't touch that for like 5 years or something. And then, did a year of uni, and then halfway through I was like, uni sucks, I don't like this. And the guy I was dating at the time, he was a DJ, and I was like, this is so fun. Like, I watched him DJ at the Sheep playing like Snoop Dogg, and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. Like, you're playing, like, I was so impressed.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I can't believe you can do this as like a thing. Like, it's so fun.
Yeah.
So like, you have to teach me, you have to teach me. So my first few DJ sets were at the Foresters. It was like, it was so
Unreal.
funny, and I took them so seriously. Like, I was like curating.
Was it dance music at that stage, or was it like just
it was
pop?
The first music I was playing was like 90s hip hop. So like Dre, LL Cool J, like all Outkast, but like I never played like Hey Ya or Miss Jackson. It was all like kind of the B sides, and that was like my favorite music to play, because you got to like do all these funny things. And so I was doing a few of those sets, and then I had the opportunity to DJ backstage at Groovin. So I was doing 8-hour sets of just like playing everything from like hip hop to like Jaguar Ma to Gorillaz to Hot Chip to disco. Like it spanned everything, because it was like so long. And it was really interesting because I had, some incredible musicians coming up and being like, oh, this is a really cool way to mix a song. Like, had the Pinyao guys, one of them came up, and we like did a back to back, and he was, because obviously I was like, my mixing was just filter, high pass filter, swap them over, take them off. Like, it was so
When was
simple.
this, by the way, just for?
2 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Shit.
So yeah, not super long
I know,
ago.
but it's come a long way. So, just go back to the beginning. What were you listening to, like, when you're talking about, like, the garage band stuff? Mm-hmm. What were you, like, listening to then?
That was, a lot of Grimes, like Skinny Puppy, which is pretty abrasive now that I think back to it. Like Toro Moi, kind of like, like lighter, very reverby vocals, bit of like a kick drum. Yeah, kind of, light electronica.
Yeah.
Very dainty kind of stuff.
I know the vibe you're trying to get at.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel like everyone goes through that sort of phase as well. They think they're on top of the world as well.
Yeah.
Shit. Hip hop though, where did that come from? Where do you think that love came from?
So at the same time as the Grimes phase, she did like Amoeba Records do a thing where it's like choose 5 records.
Yeah.
And I watched her one, and she goes, oh, I love Jedi Mind Tricks. Mm-hmm. And they're like this like pretty hectic hip hop rap crew, and they sample like a lot of kind of very like foreign film dialogue and really interesting guitar samples, and from there I got into Jedi Mind Tricks, and then I was like, oh, like hip hop's like, that's when I dove into non-Australian hip hop, I guess, which is very different from what my cohort was kind of listening to. And then from there, I just went deeper and deeper, and then I just found my favourite sound, which was like Slum Village, like nice hip-hop, not too hectic, I'd say.
I think hip-hop's super interesting in the sense that, like, listen to what I like musically, or like what you DJ as well. I feel like there's so much amazing crossover that's so slept on between beat making, especially in that era, and like what disco and like house sounds like today. So I find that correlation and neat, because there aren't that many people that are like, oh, I like hip hop and I like this stuff as well. When in my head it's like, this is the most perfect match of like, if you want to dance to something, you dance to this music. It's like literally the exact same art form as beat making. That's what I think of it anyway.
I have a lot of like techno tech songs that sample hip hop lyrics over the top, and they're like my favorite to play, and there's a few, like there's a fair amount out there, I'd say. But when you stumble upon one and a song has a weird name, you listen to it and it just has this sick like beat that just goes over the top, then that's like that I put that way above just like instrumental.
It's like what's it? Or Lude's Realness, how it's got the
Yeah,
shook ones.
yeah.
Got you stuck.
It hits harder.
Yeah,
It hits so much
it does,
harder.
and it's just a small thing about it when you have that familiarity in a song that's like 5.5 minutes long. It's moving, and then it's got that one vocal sample. It's like, hey, I recognize that. There's something about it. It's beautiful, and Multiply as well. But that's less like Skin on Skin Multiply.
Oh, yeah,
But that's
yeah.
more
Yeah.
contemporary stuff. But
Yeah,
with
it's sick. It's a good way to do it.
Oh, stuff it. Don't get me started. So like, your initial music path, like early on when you're playing the instruments and stuff, and it was super formal, is completely different to what you're doing now.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think I'd agree.
Yeah.
Was music always the dream though? Do you feel like no matter what, it was always going to be music, or do you feel like you've just stumbled into this?
So growing up, my parents run music festivals. So it was always like in my childhood, and but they were both they pushed like music at a young age. So I was playing instruments from when I was like 6 years old or something. And then when I started high school, I did a year of optometry because I was like, surely there's something else out there.
Yeah.
Like, I don't just want to do like, what if I have something else out there? So that's when I did a year of uni that was like completely different. And after, it's like 6 months of it, I was like, nah, this isn't where I can see myself. And then like did DJing for 6 months, and at the end of that I deferred uni, did a year of just like learning how to DJ, and that's when the Confidence Man tour started. No, I had a full year off, and then after that then I started working under Control and did Confidence Man, so that kind of came out after I kind of needed to make sure that that was the path. It was like an obvious path for me, and I didn't want it to be too obvious that I looked over anything else.
Yeah. So you spoke about Under Control, but we'll bring that up a bit later. When did dance music get introduced to not introduced to Lex Deluxe, but introduced to your act?
It was a very classic progress. So, I started off like hip hop, and then I went to kind of party music, and I was just like all my DJ sets were party. It was like DJing at Goro's, at downstairs at Newtown Hotel. Like it was just kicking the party. And then I was like, I want to play something a bit more refined. So I started playing disco, and just straight disco. Yeah. And then I stumbled upon this compilation album called, not compilation album, but it's a crew called Midnight Madness or something.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Yeah, and it's like disco house. Yeah,
there's like volumes and volumes.
Yeah, there's like 50 volumes of it. And I found one album, and I was like, oh my God, this is so easy to mix. Yeah. It was like, I had like a minute of drums, and it was just mind blowing for me. Yeah. And then I was like, went all into disco house, and then I found Dan Shake before I wouldn't say before he blew up, but that was like one of the first ones that I found. And then I was playing Buy Yourself Friends all the time. And then I watched one of his Boiler Rooms, and then I was like, oh, he plays heavier. He plays less like light disco stuff sometimes. And then the trajectory was just more and more. It went heavier.
Pause there, because we'll talk about that more. But how good is Boiler Room as a platform? Like, I feel it's so underappreciated, the fact that did it start independently, that these people were just recording DJ sets?
I don't know. That'd be an interesting thing to.
It's just like, in terms of like media platforms that are like ridiculous, it's on top of the world. Like, there's nothing like it.
Yeah. And watching them and stealing songs, like, literally. What annoys me is there's so many times because we ran the Mix Mag things, I'd be there and watching like Willa SK or
I was there that night as well.
Something. Yeah,
I think that's the first time I've ever seen you DJ.
Oh really?
That's when I was an ignorant.
They were fun. They were such fun nights.
Yeah.
But and I'd be like, I'll just go back and Shazam them all.
Yeah.
But then, because like when you're in the club, it's like obviously everything's too loud for your phone to pick up, so you're like, I'll just do it later, and I just never do. Like I always forget to.
Dude, they're just playlist builders.
Yeah.
Like the best. Wait, talk about what's your favorite. We're gonna go on this tangent. What's your favorite Boiler Room?
My favorite Boiler Room.
Or like list some like goat ones off.
Yeah, some of I'm trying to think.
We gave a big shout out last week to Gerd Jansen's when he's wearing that white button-up shirt.
That's at
Yeah,
Strawberry.
yeah, it's true. Oh no.
No.
It was in
What's
Melbourne,
called?
wasn't it?
Yeah. Is it called Strawberry? No.
No, Strawberry Fields is.
Not Strawberry Fields. Sugar Mountain.
Yeah,
Sugar Mountain. That's a good one. Actually, and then Honey Dijon's one from
Yeah.
that is also like just fucking unreal.
What was I gonna say? More Grab Paris.
Oh yeah, where he plays.
Baby Love.
Yeah, Baby Love. Ooh, ooh.
I feel like everyone knows that fucking song now
Just
because of
because-
that. Yeah.
I
And, like,
started playing that in my sets, and I was like,
dude, if you played that and I was there, I'd legit like probably just like sit on the floor and cry. Like, this is too much. This is too good.
This is
Because all my
it.
friends would just be joining me like, nah, that's it. This is the track. Like if you look at literally my, like I've got no dance music on my actual library.
Yeah,
I keep it
yeah.
like a bit separate. Because like all the Bandcamp, etc.
yeah.
But there's one dance song in my Apple Music, and it's that
It's
Don't
your
Even Know song. It's the
so
goat song.
funny. Don't even know. Like, I love things like that just come back, and you're like,
And it's like I feel like there's such sly things in that like 80s 70s culture that sounds so much like what everyone's DJing today. So if you
Yeah.
find like a little gem, like what was that Boiler Room? I don't know how much of a nerd you are. You actually played Follow More,
yeah, yeah.
and he plays that ABBA song. Have you seen that video?
No, which
Oh my
one?
God.
See, I have a thing about ABBA. I don't think I can ever forgive ABBA. If someone played an ABBA song in their set, I don't think I would get into it. It's like,
Watch this video and I'll change your mind. I'll show you it after. It's like the most ridiculous thing.
see, one good thing I've seen is someone played Enya in a set, Sail Away, and it was done so well, and I was like, you know what? Because I was talking to an Uber driver the other day, and we were making jokes because he was like, oh yeah, like, you know, so I was playing in Noosa, and he was like, what are you gonna play? I was like, I don't know, like ambient or something as a joke, and he was like, you should just play Enya all night. I was like, dude, that's a sick vibe.
That's a
Someone
fucking
actually kind of did
true-
that. And I was like, that's sick.
Yeah, there's so many little hidden gems, especially in that world of like the Baby Love district.
Yeah, yeah.
With those keys and like. Oh,
It's pure. It's really good. Even like,
yeah.
I love that Gypsy Woman has managed to be timeless. Like, you know, you play it in the club, you play it at a festival, you play it like in a warehouse, and it's just so, like, you know, la, and it just gets into the first data Ds, and you're like, oh.
I remember on that, where was it? Ludes at Lost Paradise closed his set with Can't Get You Out of My Head.
Oh.
And I was like, because I was like I was watching it in awe. Like,
Yeah.
This is like, is this the best DJ set I've ever seen?
this the
Yeah,
best?
and then it closed with that, and I'm like, I can't do anything about this. Is the best DJ set I've ever seen. Yeah, and he closed with that, and I was like, this is unreal because it fits in so perfectly. And I feel like there's this neat little dance music pretentiousness, especially in that circle with like
Yeah.
the cropped pants and like fucking t-shirt and
out.
shit. But you know what I'm talking about, like me.
God, Perks and Really, that fucking...
But you know exactly what I'm
Yeah,
talking about. Like,
yeah.
I'm that stereotype perfectly. And the fact that DJs are able to manipulate that, it's like, let's dance to one of the most popular songs in the world, and
It's-
everyone's going to dance pretending, oh, it just fall to the floor. Like,
Yeah, everyone thinks so hard about playing music that no one's ever heard. And then you just completely flip that and you're like, nah, you're all fucking listening to this. It's like my latest one has been Thong Song.
Yeah.
I've been playing it in all my sets because it's just like, you know, you kind of play it, everyone's like, what's this song? Like, look, this girl so steady.
Yeah.
And it's like, let me see that. And you're just like, fuck,
Stop.
take me
It's like,
back.
stop dancing.
Go Cisco. Bring back Cisco.
To be fair, I like when DJ will play a song and it's like, no, we're not dancing to this.
Yes.
I remember an unnamed DJ played Losing It at Lost Paradise, and we
An
were...
unnamed DJ. Uh-oh.
Sass, fuck that person. And, no, just kidding. And we were like, are we going to dance to this? Because it was sort of rocking as well. And I was like, nah, protest. And we just stood with our arms crossed like, no, we're not dancing to Fish.
No, I'm a bit shit like that. Like when I did Lost Paradise, I was meant to have, I don't know, this is maybe off the books, but I was meant to have a later set, and then I was meant to play
Don't
for
say
like
anything. I
2
don't edit
hours.
them.
Oh no, well there's no one like it's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
bad.
yeah, no, it's fine.
But I was meant to have a later set, and they're like, oh, we've actually added another person, so they shortened my set and then another person in after me, and I was
Yeah.
like, off it. And the guy who played after me, his first song was Cola. And I was just standing there and I was watching him and I was like, this is it, like, I was so off it. I was like left and I was like going falls. Bye.
Dude, that Lost Paradise set was sick though. I feel like there's such a beauty in those afternoon sets where it's like you can have 30 people there and everyone's rocking.
Everyone's having
dancing.
fun.
I was so off a rocket. It was like 2 in the afternoon. I had heat stroke the day before, but I woke up the next morning like, I'm back.
Let's do it.
And Nina was like, Nina Geraci was like, oi, like, Lex gave me a free ticket. We should probably go watch her play. I'm like, fucking oath, we're gonna watch her play. Like, me retired. I was like, you know what? Fucking oath, we're gonna go watch Lex. And I brought like all my friends, and we're all dancing and stuff. And then someone had a frisbee, and it's like, it's almost like no one had ever seen a frisbee before. Like,
oh
what
my
is this
God.
thing? Man? It's like a UFO. Like people were throwing it, and then the dancing was like it's those moments that are the best at those festivals. I feel.
Yeah.
It's like, don't bash yourself too much.
Yeah.
You killed it.
No, I had fun.
I did
I think
kill
it was just like leading up. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
whoever's playing after me must be like really good. And I was like,
so your sets were getting progressively harder.
so I don't know how it happened. It's like I got a little, like, you know, I am such a fan of Dance Interceptor.
Yeah.
Like, he has the besties. He's like the nicest guy, best like conversationalist, makes really cool music, like all this stuff. But I was like, oh, but I don't play that kind of music. But I like seeing what he does and watching him. And, you know, when I worked in the office, we'd listen to everyone's demos and they'd send them in. And Mikey's like, he'd send it in and would be like, oh yeah, this is so hectic, but like, it's cool. And yeah, and then my music, I swear, just went heavier and heavier. And then I was like, oh, maybe I start playing like this bloopy acid song. And then I like introduced like 2 songs of that into my sets. And now it's just like, if a song is too safe, then I'm like, oh, I don't know.
I feel like it's almost a natural progression in everything you listen to that it's going to get dirtier.
Yeah.
I remember I started listening to like rap and there was like not screaming, but like borderline like a little bit aggressive. I'm like, whoa, you need to stop. Like, my little ears cannot take this. And now it's like, if someone's screaming on like a hip hop song, it's like, yes, fucking get them.
Feel me.
Yeah, I feel like it's like, there's a fair, and I feel like for my taste in dance music as well, I started like mirror.
Yeah.
Like literally mirror your taste pretty much. And then it just got harder. It's like, oh, like this disco stuff's cool, but I want something
I want something weird.
I want something
like
to break my jaw.
Yeah. And it's interesting. It's like you almost go harder and harder and harder. And then now that you have this whole bank of music, I can literally slot into any category. Like I played up in Mossman a few weeks ago. And
that fernery thing.
Yeah. And I was like, well, I know that like I'm not going to do my heavy hard techno there. So then I could take a throwback and play all my like nice cruisy house disco. And it was, and like I still love all the music, and it's nice having that breadth and not just being like, I'm a disco house DJ. You're like, I can do any of this, and being like adaptable. Like I still play Goros all the time and drop Cardi B because I love it.
What a venue Goros is.
That's so good. It's actually, I reckon, one of the best venues. Like every single Friday and Saturday night, it pops off. Like,
because whenever we do a Harry's one, we start there.
Yeah, oh, sick.
And then
good spot.
And then just walk up. Unreal.
Yeah.
How good is Harp in Harry's? Let's just go there.
It's so good.
It's like,
I don't go there often enough, but I want to.
It's
free.
It's just safe. It's so safe, and like it's consistent in terms of like, you know what you're gonna get. You're gonna get some nice little dance music. Gonna be some comfortable fucking couches because we love those comfortable couches, and that's it.
And good food. The best food. Best
I've
burgers.
never had it.
The food is so good. I had like a soba noodle salad the other day, and I was like, or like that night, and I was like, this is so delicious.
Like, I feel like, on a more serious note, like having watched your set so many times, I think recently, how would you describe it now? Because it's like it almost moves like, I was like, oh, here's this what's the song called that I recorded and you posted it?
Get Impetuous? No, you sure do.
I would, we're gonna pause there again because I have to tell another side story. But I remember I was just sitting on the couches at Harp in Harry's, and I walked back past, and then looked at you, and then walked back again. Like I looked to get a drink, and then like saw, and was like, oh no, I just need to chill. Like my heart, I need to chill. And then I had the breakbeat drums, like, she's not doing this now.
She's
So I
doing
got
it.
up, danced the song, took the video, and got the fuck out. I'm like, can you stop with this impetuous shit? And I recorded, so I knew it.
It's like, there's a few staples, and if you like, and sometimes I get worried, because I'm like, if someone saw my set at Lost Paradise, and then they saw my set at Winter Dance, and, I don't know, like, the last, like, 10 sets, there are, like, 5 songs that I play every time, because they're so good.
Yeah, but that's a good thing, though. It's like, when I want to see Lex Deluxe, when you play Impetuous at Splendour.
That's like when I play it.
You're playing it, okay? Because you know I'll be there and I need to hear it. If I don't hear it, I'll go on Purple Sneakers. I'll give you 0 out of 10.
Tomatoes. Lex Deluxe's set was so dumb.
No, I'm actually quite nice on that platform. Yeah, so like it's a good thing because when I go see Lex Deluxe, like when you play Impetuous, I'm gonna tap my mate on the shoulder and be like, "Remember this?" And they'll be like, "Of course," and then we'll dance. Like it just adds to the brand. Yeah, it's just a vocal sample. Like,
oh, it's so good.
And it's like it's true. It's like when I sing it, I'm like, you know what? My style is impetuous.
I am impetuous. I am here getting impetuous.
What does impetuous even mean?
I don't know.
I was like, I know that Mike Tyson said it after he like belt the fuck out of someone.
Oh really?
It's a Mike Tyson sample.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
It's like a post-fight interview,
impetuous.
and he's like, I love Allah, like blah blah blah. My style's impetuous.
Oh, sick. That's a good way to find samples. Actually, I don't know if I'm spoiling the system of the later of the interview, but my next song, the sample in it is like
unreal,
cream of the crop. I'm so happy that I found it.
Yeah, no,
we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Fuck, we get so distracted. Why do I have to interview my like friends on this? Why don't I just do like a normal
Why am I doing this?
Why am I friends with people? Why do I have to get along with people? I was gonna say something funny. Can you not laugh? Yeah, so wait, did you describe how your set was now, do you feel? Because it moves so much. It's like you'll start off, oh yeah, that's why we pause.
Yeah.
Because you played like a song like that, the one you don't make and then you play like Impetuous. It's like, how would you, like, if you had to describe your set in like 2 sentences, how would you do it?
Okay, well, I'm not gonna do 2 sentences because I can't count. But it's kind of like my style isn't genre specific.
My style's impetuous.
My style is
No, your style isn't genre specific.
Yeah, so like that's why I don't like classifying it as, you know, I'm not like a tech house DJ, I'm not an acid DJ. It's like music that you kind of do these little, like you'd move your, okay, right now my hands are in fists and they're doing circles. No, so,
there's videos.
Oh, there is video. Okay, so I'm doing this, and that's the vibe. So whether it's
just movers.
A 3-6 Mafia song that's rap and it has a sick little drum beat underneath it, and you're just there, just like getting into it. That back to back with acid runs, back to back with Get Impetuous, with a 2000s club song, throw in bloody, I don't know, like Duke Dumont, or just being able to just throw in songs that are just a fun vibe without being too cheesy. Yeah. Maybe like rough drums, good vocal, powerful synths, and a weird little bleep that you can like do hand movements to. Dude,
I'm going to say this now as well, otherwise I'll forget it. I've wrote it here as well, you probably saw it. People, like, I hate when DJs are fucking the most pretentious arseholes and pretend like they're not enjoying themselves and playing the music. Like, fucking dance.
I find it hard not to. Like, there's been instances where I was so sick. Like, at Winter Dance, I was still, like, coming off my little... I was pretty sick for a while. And I was like, I have to, like, be cool. You know... I like wore a little hat to kind of cover my face, and I was like, "Oh, be chill." Yeah. But then, like, one of the first songs I played is a song I'd be getting into, and it's like da 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 ba da ba da da ba da ba da da. Yo, DJ, bump this party, and it's like I can't stop.
Dude, I think my favorite. I think I've noticed this from you. You always do this thing where it's like that.
It's like I'm trying to be like like heaps mad, but I don't know how to be heaps mad. So this is my like, yeah. It's like, I've tried, like I've seen DJs, you know, you have the DJs that are very cool, calm and collected, and they're, you know, kind of like very minimal in their movements, and then you have people that just dance really sexy. Like Lewin is a sexy dancer when she did it. She does like shoulders and she like moves her hips, and like it's very alluring to watch.
Yeah.
I've tried doing that, but then I just end up like my chin goes into my neck and I do these weird little things, and then all the videos and photos of me DJing are always so bad because I'm just like, why do I do this to myself?
Dude.
But you can't help
I think it's
it.
just an energy thing. It's like, oh, you just see some DJs that are just like, oh, this song's
It's
cool.
a minimal.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, bro. I just like going, hey, shut the fuck up, bro. And you see it all the time. It's like, just, if you show you're having a good time, the person on the other end who's trying to have a good time is going to fucking enjoy it so much.
You convince it. It's like if I play a shit song, I'm like, oh no, I fucked up.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, because I'm dancing.
Literally. That is
I played
literally
a bad
so true.
song at the winter dance, and I was like, oh no, I fucked up. And I was like,
I don't really
everyone's
remember.
into it.
I don't remember your set that vividly. For reasons. Don't worry, I'm
For
not gonna,
reasons.
no, shut the all up, bro. We're not going there. Winter dance was cool. Just like nothing. I'm not gonna trash anyone. I've refused to do that.
What?
Dude, it's back on that dancing thing. I don't know if you're gonna put two and two together.
Who
headlined?
Oh.
Yeah, mood or mood.
He's like...
Mood or mood?
Mood or mood.
It's a mood, isn't it?
It's like in some ways I'm like, I get DJs who literally just go in and go out, and they're like, this is the service that I provide, and it's like, you know, you should know who you book, and you should know, like, you know, if you're booking Moody Man, he's gonna be fucking moody.
Yeah.
He looks like he's hating every minute, but that's just his steez, and you're like, look, that's it.
Volgrab does that as well, but then all of a sudden he'll just whip this fucking arm out and be like, alright, we're cool. He doesn't hate us anymore. Like every single
He's
time I
having
could have
fun.
done that. And then he'll play a song, it's like, no, this is too good. And then whip this, like, he always does this, like, the double time, like, oh, the hair swing as well.
Oh yeah. It's
Oh,
like,
no.
I think what my favorite DJ to watch is Bradley Zero. Because so when you have the stage, you know, you've got the decks, you've got a bit of room behind, he runs either side, like, and like, you know, his dreadlocks are up in a bun or whatever, and they're like flinging everywhere, and he is smiling like he's he's on top of the world, and he keeps it up for the whole set. And I reckon that's like, he's the most entertaining DJ I think I've ever seen. So if you book him, you're gonna have a party no matter what.
You guys are just lucky I'm not DJing. I'd be up there.
You're lucky I'm not a DJ.
Yeah, swinging my hair and shit. Oh,
You
talking
just
of hair, tell me there isn't a house haircut. That haircut, my haircut, probably a bit shorter.
A house.
It's a house haircut.
Yeah.
It's like the house music haircut.
It's like recently I tried growing my hair, and when it was at Winter Dance, it was like the longest it's been in like 5 years. The longest it's ever grown is just below my shoulder. Like I don't know, I just have a habit of, and I cut my own hair, so, you know.
Can you do? Actually, no, we're not gonna.
Yeah, I can cut your hair.
Thank you. I just need to cut it.
Yeah, I'm really good at cutting hair. Look
Bangs?
how good this is. It looks bad because I've got a hat on.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Well, no,
It looks all wonky, but it's just like long hair tangled in headphones.
Not a mood.
It's just it's a disaster. So, yeah, a short haircut dries easily. You always get sweaty. It's a sensible
It's practical
haircut.
more than anything.
It's practical.
It stays, but it's also practical. Fuck. Where are we? We mentioned Under Control. What did you do there?
So, the way I started Under Control is it's quite interesting. So I knew Sticks, because he used to throw the Mix Mag events in my dad's office. So I used to go in and, you know, Dad would be like, oh, that's Stixie. And I'd go, oh, cool, who's Stixie? And then Stixie got me tickets to this event that I wanted to go to, and then after that, I kind of got to know Six a bit better, and then I was like, I want to work at Under Control. I'll intern for free. And he was like, look, there's nothing for you to do here. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess. And then after a year of me just constantly hitting him up and being like, I would really like to work, he was like, all right, there is something that you can do. So I kind of wore him down. And then at Under Control I was there for like 15 months, say.
Shit.
And I was doing like the logistics, like worksheets for people, booking flights, running the social media, writing newsletters, all that kind of stuff. So it was, you know, you had Will and Sticks who were the agents, and then I was the everything else. So it was like so good because I got to meet the best people,
Yeah, exactly.
create relationships with promoters and like advertisers, editorials, things like that.
It's like the perfect little platform for Lex Deluxe as well.
Yeah, and absolutely love Under Control.
Yeah, they're doing awesome things. Their birthday party looks off shops. Are you playing that?
No, I'm in Europe.
Oh
I'm actually going to be in Deck Mandel the day that it's on, so...
What?
Yeah.
I need to stop.
Sick.
What am I going to be doing?
Going to the birthday.
Put me on the door. No, just kidding.
I don't have a door.
No, not you. Like, them. Those people. No, I'll buy a ticket.
door.
I just can't afford it at this very minute.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'll go. Those little parties are like what's keeping Sydney alive, really.
Yeah, and it's good to see when it does, you know, when it sells out or when it gets good traction. It's like, Sydney's not dead.
It's
Obviously,
not at all.
it has been impacted, but it's not dead.
Exactly, and like, the promoters are the people, like, venues are like, but the promoters are the people that are fucking killing it right now. Under Control, Finer Things, Astral People, who just launched a record label.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Yeah, like...
Wait, Astral launched a record label? I don't know about this.
Before you walked into this door, I refreshed my Instagram, and they're premiering their first release, or they're announcing who their first artist is tonight on Triple J.
Oh my god.
Is it you?
Maybe. Shit.
Fuck. It's done.
They didn't tell me they were announcing it.
Yeah. Shit.
Oh, that's sick. Astral.
They're just small things like that. Like, it's what's keeping our scene open. And you probably having worked in it, you've probably seen how much work gets into promotion and stuff.
Like, I see, like, Tom Huggett, Vic, Sticks, Will, like, they do so much and they stick their neck out and they're the nicest people. Like, I could rave on about how good those guys are for, like, eternity. Yeah. And not only that, like, you have, you know, like, Carly, who single-handedly pretty much runs all of the picnic events. And
who's single-handedly running bloody Up in Harry's.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, she does so much, like, there's those people, like Kato, I don't know, I'll stop. But there are so many people out there that are literally just, they love what they do and they're putting all their energy into it. And yeah, that's like, you know, you think, thank you.
The more we name drop, the more people that I can ask to come on and be like, "Oi, we gave you a big shout out. Come through in the emails." Yeah, it's like, it's just and it's cool to see that there are new promoters coming up. Like, Finer Things is like relatively new. Like, as a brand, Finer Things has only been around for like a year. Like Nerve as well, who did like Jacques Renault at Sly Fox like 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Ridiculous. Like, it's good that there's new names coming through. It's not just the same shit over and over again.
And there are good parties out there, and like, I think one of the most wholesome things that I went to recently was Community Chess.
Yeah, oh my god.
And you know, that was like a collaboration between so many different kids of Sydney coming together, putting on 15-hour party. Like, I was so tired. But it was so wholesome and everyone was so thankful that it was on. Yeah. You know, and you have people who, you know, used to go to warehouse parties, but there were all these raves and everyone's like left Sydney and they were like, this is so shit. Yeah. And then you have Community Chest that comes in and they're like, don't worry, let's do this. And
the only thing close to something like Community Chest is like Sash on a Sunday long weekend where you like go in the morning or like you can be there all night and it's like a thing. But like Community Chest was like neat because it was like, it was such a high, nothing against Sash, but it was such a high integrity event in terms of like their lineup was ridiculous. Everyone involved.
It was like, so unique and people had the opportunity to play. Like, a friend of mine just played like on the verge of dubstep because she was like, this is what I really want to play. This is what I'm going to play. And it was just like, and everyone loved it because it's like, you know, you're not playing for the space. You're not playing for the people. You're playing for yourself. And when DJs do that, it's like...
Do you still play many gigs where they give you a brief?
No.
I know one venue that still does it, and I'm not going
One
to say
venue that
them,
gives a brief.
But fuck that venue. I'll never go there again. But yeah, go on.
I had one DJ set, and I was like, I laughed. They sent me a Spotify playlist, and I was like, why do you have a DJ? Like, thank you, but... And so I went and got that Spotify playlist, got all those songs, and then, like, got similar songs to all of that. And I was like, I'm not DJing, I'm pressing buttons at this point.
Yeah, but you walk in, you get the fee, then you fucking...
Yeah, I'll still do it no matter what.
Not complaining.
It's, sometimes it like, and you know how to adapt to a venue.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to go into a 2 p.m. set and play hard techno.
Yeah, of course.
But, being adaptable, that's good. But, yeah, they're definitely... I played at Curveball a few weeks ago, and I think that was one of the first sets that I played where I was like, I'm not going to compromise my set for
anything.
Because I knew it was like a young crowd. It was a very...
Half my friends got arrested.
Oh, really? Rough.
Nothing.
Sick. But I knew that it was like a safer lineup.
Yeah.
Like, it's a very... Not safe, that's the wrong word, but like
Who
more
headlined?
contemporary.
Rufus? I want to say Rufus headlined. Oh no, they played their own shows.
So
who headlined? No, Rufus, because Rufus played Carriageworks.
Oh yeah, Rufus played Carriageworks, and it was like Hayden James.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, Hayden James, Setmo, Cassian. Like very like amazing artists, but more kind of safer. Not say just not what I used.
That's
to
a
play.
big lineup as well for
a day festival, yeah. And so when I went in, I was like, well, I could play house.
Yeah.
And, kind of cola, Camel Fat, stuff like that. But I was like, no, you know what? This is a Lex Deluxe set. I'm playing my own shit. So I went in and I played pretty heavy for like 4 p.m. And it was good because people did come in and, I had friends that came in and they were like, got into it because that was, I was like, this is it. This is me. So that was... I felt so good after that set. I probably didn't have as many people in that room as if I'd played more, palatable music. But, I was happier. Yeah.
Also, shout out to the people at the festivals, the day things, that are the first people dancing.
Yeah.
What a difference.
Yeah.
It takes like 3 people to be dancing for those 4 people have balls, and that's not me. Like, I love to dance, but I need at least like 4 people there.
Yeah,
first.
you need people to go into it first. It's like, I love that. It makes such a difference, and you just feel like, thank you so much.
Exactly, and it's like you probably have heaps more. You feel heaps better. Like even though you're say for instance you had 3 people there, but you played whatever you wanted, and they fucking loved it. You'd feel better than playing like some normal shit and like, oh, people here, cool, like they're dancing like I'd expect them to. There's probably a better benefit for that for you.
Yeah.
Let's just go because like I feel like. My reason for starting this to an extent was like if I was 16 and I wanted something to listen to, knowing that I wanted to do something in music but didn't know what to, like what advice can the people in our scene now give to those people, like those children? It's like you've been selecting
Thank you. Yes.
for so long. What do you think like the number one skill is to have as a DJ?
I reckon it's really good to watch Boiler Room sets and be like, this is a sick song, this is a sick song. But the important thing is to just research, because one of the most exciting things about DJing for me is like, obviously it's really there are all these really sick benefits that have come out of DJing.
Was that going off the whole time?
No, it's like going in and out of something, I don't know.
But anyway, it's fine. Go. Scared me.
Yeah, so there's a lot of pros that come out of DJing, but one of the best things for me personally is I've been forced to discover music, and now I just have such a deeper understanding, and I've only been doing this for 2 years, but like you have such a deeper understanding of what is out there and how people do things. Yeah. So if I was 16 and I was getting into, or like I wanted to get into DJing, it's like research and listen to music and figure out how people do these things, even if you're not getting to producing, but like just dive in as hard as you can and as much as you can, and that's when you're in the club and you want to pull out a song, like a song that has 3,000 listens on YouTube, and you're just like, this is my weapon. And that's when people are like, oh, this is really sick. Because if you pull out Fisher, people are going to be like, oh yeah, like I'm going to dance to this, but no one's going to be like, this is a this is something different. So you wanna have your own style. You want to be different without compromising your own taste.
And at the same time, so it's like that you sure me, like that song. I keep forgetting it. It's like that. Like I'd never heard that song, but it's like you started it, and I was like, oh, so this is the hook. Like this is the moment for the set.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, put the chord out. Might get some cloud off this.
Yeah.
Tag. No.
Yeah.
But yeah, like small things like that, and like that's sick.
And that's my weapon. Like
Yeah.
I know that people play it often. Like it was a popular song back in the 2000s. It was like Ministry of Sound 2003 or 1997 or something.
1997.
I don't know. It's an old song.
That's like
95.
I was like minus 2 years old. So like
Minus
I didn't know.
2. Well, yeah. Like I
exactly,
didn't grow up on say that song, and I've rediscovered it, and I play it, and half the people know the song, half the people don't. But it's such a good song that just transcends whether you know it or not.
Yeah.
And like those kind of songs are what makes
The weapons.
the best vibe. Like you look at hip hop DJs, and they might play like a Drake song, they might play Sheckware's, whatever, and then they play a song that no one knows, but it's such a banging song. You don't need to know the lyrics. You just jump up and down. And you're like, this is a sick vibe.
Yeah. Have you ever do you go to many hip hop shows?
I don't. But I literally in the last week I've been getting into grime, diving.
Grime
head
is so
first.
fucking because like Glastonbury happened. And
With
like
Dave.
That.
Yeah. Oh, that's
it's like
just
everyone's in that, and then Slow Time Skepta drop album, so it's
Yeah.
like, oh, well, welcome to this wonderful world of grime.
It's so I've been getting into AJ Tracy.
Oh
That's
my God.
that's my little grime fave.
Yeah, because like if you watch those shows, it's like a completely different energy to like a dance show. It's like ridiculous. Like
It's
people
so
out there to
those
kill each
boiler
other.
rooms.
Yeah.
I like they're so fun, and I'm like maybe I want to be a grime DJ. So that's
Imagine.
my latest thing. I might play grime at Splendour now.
Dude, if
Stay
you
tuned.
played Love Me Not at Splendour, like Skepta Love Me Not, that do you know it or not?
No,
It's fine. Oh,
maybe.
it's the
it's
one
on
with
my
the
playlist.
Murder on the Dance Floor with that sample in it.
Oh, I don't know that one. Oh, sick.
Love Me Not. If you play that song, I will literally sit on the floor and cry.
Okay, it's on.
To
Look
not do
it
that
in.
to me. Alright, I'm just gonna check that the camera's all good and see what time
Yeah,
we're at.
sounds good.
Give me like 2 seconds. Awesome. Another question as well. Bit of a griller, but like, what do you think outside of DJing skills? What's the best advice you can give to a young DJ? Like outside of like, oh, play a song like this. Like, it's outside of like, how do I describe it? Like, outside the practical world of like what you're doing on stage, like off stage. What's the number one piece of advice you can give?
Like, I'm confused.
Almost like either from like a branding perspective, like how to get yourself out there,
Oh,
who
okay.
to talk to, like how to like.
Like document everything, in the sense that no matter every single gig, no matter how big or small, no matter if it's like embarrassing, just do everything. Like when I started out, I remember I had a DJ set at Goro's, and it was 8 to 12 pop songs all night. And I was and it was one of my first sets, and so what I did is I wrote on a piece of paper, and I was like, Goro's in bubble writing, and I was like, Lex Deluxe, 8 to 12. Like I made my own tour poster, and I videoed myself, and then I drew a little love heart, and I put it on Instagram. I was like, I'm teaching at Goro's tonight, and it's like no one cares, no one's gonna be there, but I was like, those kind of things is what establishes yourself as a DJ, and that's how you confirm it for yourself. It's really good, kind of, because when I started out, I was like, it was a joke to me. I was like, the DJs that I knew in Newcastle were like club DJs, and it was when I was telling people, I was like, oh, I'm starting to DJ, it's like, ha ha ha, you're what? And it's like having things like that, it's like, no, I actually am DJing, this is actually what I'm doing. And I was doing that, I was like putting up every time I DJ at the Sheep, I was like, this is sick, like I'm gonna be doing all these fun shows. And then like now when I do a set somewhere, it's like I put just as much emphasis into the branding as that, and you can see like the progression of yourself. And so I think take every DJ set super seriously, and just like take it seriously and have fun with it, and don't take the mickey out of it. Because I know a lot of really great DJs of Sydney, and they just blow things off. They're like, oh yeah, haha, I had to DJ in like Wollongong, and it's like, that's sick, dude. Like, don't blow it, don't put it down, like advertise it, because otherwise people are just they're not gonna care. No one's gonna care. If you don't care, it's just like promoters won't book you again, people don't know that you're even coming. So
exactly. Just the small things.
It's the small things. Teens.
It almost comes... Listens to grime on. I'm getting into grime.
So I'm a grime DJ now.
You know what I mean? There's like the small things where it's like... It's almost like dancing. It's like... But dancing, like on stage. But it's like the same as in your branding. You want to reflect that. It's like, I'm here. I'm going to have a good time as well. And it's like, if you show that in your Instagram or your Facebook, it's going to reflect.
People love it. It's like... And, you know, for me, like... Even I went onto my Instagram the other day and I was like, I haven't posted, you know, over the last 6 months, I've posted like 5 natural photos where, you know, I'm not promoting something or I'm not reflecting. Like, it's just a normal photo. Yeah. And I was like, I got a little bit worried because I was like, oh, like, am I just turning into a branded DJ? Like, is this all I am? But it's like, well, so be it. Like, you know, this is my life now. Like, true, I might go on a nice bushwalk in the Blue Mountains and I'll post something about that because that's like reflective of my life. But in reality, like you just keep reflecting of what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. And your Instagram's going to reflect who you are. So like, well, you just hinted on, this is a nice little transition. Oh my God. You just hinted on like music is my life now. You're full time now. What was it like for the transition going from like work music, like work/music to full-time music? Do you feel it was like relief? It's like, oh, I can finally do music now? Or do you feel like it was a big leap, like, holy shit, I'm doing music now?
It was, so how it came about was I was working full-time at Under Control, and it was in particular the months of March and April. And March and April I was playing interstate like nearly every weekend, coming back on a Monday, either on a Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, or early Monday morning, going straight to work. And I was just running myself into the ground. I was constantly getting sick. I had like no social life anymore. I like kind of kicked all my friends out. I was like, I can't see anyone, I'm sorry. And it made it really hard to keep going. So when I made the decision, and I told Sticks, I was like, I need to do one or the other, and I'm going to do this. It was hard because, you know, obviously like you're used to having an income, you're used to having a schedule, and so losing that is a bit like jilting. But I think one of the best ways that I managed to balance it was I try to spend the same hours in the studio that I have, that I was working Under Control. So I'm in there at 10, leaving at 6. Sometimes it's like 12 to 8, but I just stick myself there and I don't leave until I've done a full day's work kind of thing. And it was like super relieving because obviously when I'm finding songs and I'm playing songs, I'm like, oh, I need to remember what this song is because this is inspiration for me. So I want to, you know, I like save it, like write it down on my phone, whatever. But I never actually have the chance to go through and make it. So over the past few weeks, I have been way more, like within the first 2 weeks of just doing music full time, I was more productive than I'd been in like 5 years kind of thing.
Awesome. So you put out A Little Giving Doesn't Hurt. It's probably a long time in the making, but when you first started DJing, do you think, oh, I'm going to become a producer one day? Or was it more just, I'm just going to DJ and then I'm just going to see what happens? And then, like, so how did you, like, transition into becoming, like, oh, I'm going to make songs as well, not just DJ?
It was definitely always in my mind, and even, this is a little bit embarrassing, when I first started Under Control, in my bio, I have, like, her forthcoming tracks will be, like, I don't know, will be amazing or something. And that's been in my bio for, like, over a year now. And I'm like, because I've obviously made 3 songs on SoundCloud when I was 15, so I've always wanted to do that. And then when I started DJing, I didn't really know what my style was. So for the first year, I was like, well, you know, the music I'm playing is like Fatboy Slim, Groove Armada, Hot Chip, things like that. But I was like, I'm not a singer. You know, that's kind of, that level of music is like band music. And I don't have access to like a drummer. Like, that's just not the path I want to go down. So it took like 6 months of testing the waters, figuring out how I actually want to go. And then when I finally, you know, left the job and started doing music, I would spend, during the first week or first 2 weeks, I was just like doing bits and pieces. So I was like, I have pages and pages of 30-second ideas. And then eventually, one of them goes a little bit further, and then I leave that and just build that more and more. A Little Giving Doesn't Hurt actually did not take long to make, because when I found the sample that I wanted to use, I had the drums that I wanted to use, put them together, and then just did like pad sounds and little like synth ditties. And then it was like, I think I made it in 2 weeks. No, I made it in a week. And then I was like, I'm releasing it next Friday. Bad thing to ever say when it's not mastered.
Because I said, because I remember you put that post up and just writing for Purple Sneakers. This is why I said all that shit. You put it up saying new song next Friday, and I was like, oh, like I was busy at the time because I write on Mondays, say. I was busy at that time, and I was like, oh, Caitlin, can I write a bit later this week? And she was like, yeah, sure, whatever, like I'll tell you. Like, and then I saw that you were putting out a song. I was like, oh, I'll do that, whatever. And she was like, yeah, cool. And then I like woke up on Friday morning. It's like, okay, let's write this up. I was like, no post. I'm like, oh shit. And then that's why I was gonna ask. It got delayed, didn't it?
Yeah. So I wrote it, and then I was like sick. Like, I'll put it out next Friday. And I was like, cool. I'll just get someone to listen to it and like master it. That was the hardest thing. So I was sending it to people. I had people coming in. I had like Jack from Bad Graders. He came into the studio. He was listening to it. He was like, oh, it'd be like, what if you did this, this, this? And I was like, oh, I want to change everything. So I went back, deleted the drums, built new drums, or like, muted the drums, built new drums, sent it to him. And I was like, what are your thoughts on this? He was like, no, what, like, don't do that. And I was like,
it just kept evolving.
I freaked out, and because when you listen to a song like 500 times, it's like, this is the worst thing ever made, like you hate it. And so I was trying to mess with it, so I liked it again, and then eventually I just like left it for a few days, came back, stuck with my original drums, changed them up a little bit, but like kept all the sounds. And then when I went and had it properly mastered and came back, and I was so happy that I was like, it's done. Like, but I needed...
Did you know it was done, or it was just like... Because I feel like sometimes you hear a lot of artists say, oh, it's like, no matter what I did, it was always like, I could wake up one morning and be like, oh, change that. So like, did you know it was done, or was it just like, I think this is fine?
It was like, I've ticked it.
Yeah.
And like, even now when I listen to it, there's one particular cymbal crash that I don't like. Yeah. And it's just like, oh well.
Yeah, it's gone.
It's like, I'm not going, like, that's just life. Yeah. Like, you listen, put it out, and you're like, yeah, sick. And then it could be like 2 months down the track, and you're like, oh, now something stands out to me, and I don't like that. There's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah, so on that as well. So the song came out like a couple of weeks later, and I was like, oh, sick, I'll write it up, whatever. I was like ready, like I had the Word document open, I'm like Lex Deluxe. I refreshed my Facebook, and Caitlin had already saw. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, she steals all the good articles.
And she just dives in.
That's the only thing I'm going to call Caitlin out for ever. She steals all the good articles. It's like, I'll want to do something for my friends or whatever, and I'll refresh me like, she's already
just done and
Caitlin,
dusted.
you cheeky cunt. Oh, no, I'm not going to say that word. You cheeky
kid.
It's so true though. Like, I'll be like, oh, can I do an interview with this person? And it'll be there. Guarantee that Purple Sneakers is going to start a podcast/interview series. No, just kidding. I'm joking. This is all a joke. But on Caitlin, she did say that, like, she wrote it perfectly, and this is like my exact thoughts on the song as well. It's like one of your DJ sets. She said something about like, oh, she doesn't know, like, I don't know where it's going to go, but you end up satisfied.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is the most true fucking thing I've ever heard in my life about a song. Do you almost write it like, so it fits perfectly into your set? Like subconsciously because of your taste and stuff.
Yeah. It's interesting because I found the sample. This is the worst thing about it. I don't know where the sample came from. I don't know who the sample is. I've looked up the lyrics and it doesn't exist. It was in my iTunes. I have like a folder on iTunes called samples. And, I found it there. I don't know where it came from, and it's freaking me out because one day someone's going to be like, you owe me $1 million. And I'll be like, fuck. But it's
going to go number one, this song.
Yeah. Because it's going to be that big.
You know what? Fuck Triple J. We're going to Today FM, maybe. We're going straight to the top.
Watch out.
Yeah, so we've already spoken about it, but like when you're writing the debut EP, is it super trial and error for you? Where it's like, we're just going to write as many songs as possible and see which ones sort of fit together, or see which ones which we really like? Or because I can imagine it can be like quite hard to pick a creative direction, say, when you've been in it for so long. Yeah.
So I haven't. So I have like the plan of the EP.
Yeah.
And I have the base of 4 songs, of the 4 songs that I'm going to be doing. And it's A Little Giving Doesn't Hurt, my next single.
Hang on, wait. This will probably go out, in ages. July, August. It might be in August. But anyway, let's pretend that no one knows.
I can talk about it.
It's anonymous.
It might, look, the song names might even change. I might even change the lyric. I don't know what's going to happen.
Just call them A1, A2, B1, B2. Like, that's the AGS thing. Because people don't buy it. It's on Spotify and it's like, A1.
And everyone's just confused all the time.
Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, no, sorry. Being stupid.
Yeah, so like, A Little Giving Doesn't Hurt, which is, like, my thoughts on it is, it's like, you have the lyrics and there's no like real melody. It's just like, words and then instrumental. So like the structure is very open. I've played it in sets and it's a fun song to play, but it's not the easiest song to play because it, chills for like a minute and a half, gets really big, chills and then gets big, and then you have to wait until the very end. So it's like you've got to dedicate to it. It's
and
not
that second like chunk where it goes like, oh, like,
it goes
yeah.
So
it's like the peak of it as well.
Yeah, so the peak of the song is at the very end, which is, I don't know, that's just the way it came out.
But listening wise, I'd almost prepare like for a DJ. I don't know, I don't DJ, but obviously it might be a bit impractical. But for listening, like if I'm gonna put that song in my headphones, I want that like the slapping part, whatever, like the big part to be like that second drop, because it keeps me listening. Whereas if your like moment is in the first 45 seconds, what's the point of listening to a dance song beyond that?
You're just like, okay, this is boring, I need to stop it.
Exactly.
So like I think that even may be why I did it, because it's like when I'm listening to it, I don't like it when it's too repetitive or gets too big too quickly, and they kind of like, oh no, what is this? So it kind of has some elements of like a pop song where it goes up and down, but like obviously a dance song where it does chug. So it's like, I'm, as I said, like I'm super happy with the song. It's done. It's reflective of what I like. But I don't think that it's going to be the biggest thing.
No.
The next song I'm making is a lot more dancier. So it's a lot more chugging, it has like some ups and downs, but not as dramatic. And then the other 2 songs I'm looking at, one is a bit more of a soundscapey, sweeping song, less hard-hitting, more kind of like, can play within disco, like that kind of thing. And then last song, I don't know, it's either going to be crazy, it's either going to be like heaps of vocal samples. I don't know what it's going to be.
We need some breakbeat, Lex. That's what I'm calling it.
What's a breakbeat? Well, I just have like a breakbeat template that I modify a little bit, and that's just my thing. Because I love it. I do love breakbeat.
It's something to it. Like, when I first heard breakbeat, I was like, ooh, shit, this is a bit harder to dance to.
Shit.
But, like, once you, like, anything beyond, like, 120 beat, like, when you get into, like, the 135, like, it's like, whoa, like, we need to settle down. Like, I can't two-step to this. Like, what am I going to fucking do? But once you get used to it, it's like, oh, this is so beautiful. And it's almost back to the thing we were talking about. It feels like ages ago. Where it's, like, the progression.
The progression,
like,
I would have never played a breakbeat song. I'd be like, why isn't the kick drum on like
why can't I two-step to this?
What's going on? And now I'm like, the wackier the drums, I'm like, oh, this is so fun. It's like boom, 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 boom.
It's the best shit.
That's the best thing of it.
Music's incredible, man. There's nothing like it. Like, people always come up to me, it's like, sport's more culturally impactful. No, get the fuck out, bro. It's not.
You don't
music.
Know.
Like, I love sport, but don't touch me with this.
Music communities are so beautiful. Like,
I feel like even listening to you speak about music, it's like you're a music nerd, Lex. Like, so am I as well. Like, I love this shit.
Makes you feel warm, and there's like, so much you can do. There's so much. Yeah,
there's nothing better than being in a room full of people. Like, doesn't matter who the DJ is. They could be playing anything. Like, no one knows any of the music getting played, but everyone's just in unity, like, like embracing this one thing. It's like fucking beautiful. How good's music, man?
It's so good. I need a pee. Can I pause?
How badly? Because we can just wrap it up. We've been on. Oh no, let's go pee and then.
Because I've got. Oh, it's so weird taking the headphones off.
Man, yeah, we're gonna pause. I'm just gonna talk. How long do you reckon I can talk for by myself?
Oh, quick.
Yeah. If you listen this far, big shout outs. Shout out to everyone that worked on this. Shout out to the Lord Gladstone Hotel, of course, always putting us on. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do this. Come down, grab a beer. You'll probably catch me here, probably Friday, Saturdays. Say hello, whatever. It's just, yeah, and like, thanks for listening if you are. This is probably like super early on. No, you're good. What do you need?
Oh, I was going to set up the podcast.
We'll be done in like within 15 minutes. No worries. Yeah, see? Shout out to the Lord Gladstone Hotel. Lex Deluxe is in the toilet. There she is. I pretty much just said shout out to the Lord Gladstone Hotel because I forgot to do it and they'll kill me if I don't. Come grab a beer. The piss is cheap on Fridays as well.
What day is it? Thursday.
Yeah, it is. Fuck. It's Thursday.
It's Thursday.
I got James Pepper coming in tomorrow.
Who?
James Pepper.
Ah.
I went to school with him. I'm friends with all the Finer Things people.
Oh, so he's part of Finer Things.
Yeah, well, you can hear his story next week on Parry.
Next week.
No, so I feel like, yeah, Lex Deluxe. How does it feel going from like a, like, cause I think like everyone knows it's like Lex Deluxe. She's that DJ. She plays that like hard shit. How does it go from like the DJ to the artist project? Do you find, was it like difficult, or do you feel like it's just natural for you?
Well, it's like I've had to commit kind of thing. So that in one aspect, that's like, this is it, this is where I'm at, and this is my favourite. So this is what I'm really keen to stick to. I'm really lucky because at the same time I'm doing a project with Basenji, Cosmos Midnight, and Josh Amore, who's the DJ for Genesis Owusu. And we've got this project going where we're making like disco house. So I can still feel my, outlet, that part through there, while my own music is very different, and that's when I can do my breakbeat. Yeah. I can still
making breakbeats.
And it's definitely more of a, like, now I'm really thinking about how I'm, like, my direction. So when you're DJing, you have fun, you do this, that, and it's like, I don't know where this is going, but it's fun. When I decided to commit to putting music out, it's like, this is serious. This is when I need to organize my stuff. Like, I probably should have done this a little while ago, but now I'm looking for a manager, or like sussing out a manager, because I'm like,
managers are assholes. It's like, no, I'm joking.
Not
it's
all
like,
managers.
It's like, I can DM you and be like, hey, want to get interviewed? But then once any of my friends are managers, like, oh, you just have to hit up this person. Like, shut the fuck up.
Oh no,
I know you want to do it.
Well,
no, you get a yeah. Sorry, I'm taking the.
So the hard thing is like finding a manager that's on your page. Like, you don't want a corporate manager.
Especially when you're so far developed for someone that doesn't have a manager.
Yeah.
Which probably makes a difference as well.
Yeah. So there's a lot of aspects where I've never needed one. Yeah. Like, I have a good support network from, like, say, Will Stevens is super supportive, and he's kind of like my manager-ish, because he, if anyone asks questions, he channels it to me. So he, like, stands in. But I think, he gives me advice and things like that. But I think I'm getting to a point where I do need someone to just organize everything for me. Because it's like, I don't know what I'm doing. When I put my song out, I was like, how do I get onto Spotify? I was like, I don't even know how to do half this stuff. So
I'll do it. I'll manage you. Just kidding.
I hate managers.
That's the last thing.
I don't want you to manage me. This is awkward.
Nah, definitely. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's corners of the music industry where it's like, oh, I love music so much, but I would never touch that stuff.
Yeah. Managing is like...
It's such a tough job. That's what it is.
It's so hard. But, I like the managers that I do know are like, they're passionate about the people's music, and they genuinely just want to get people into that band. That's like the most exciting thing about it.
And if they weren't managers, like, or like just people that cared enough cared enough about music not to be artists. Yeah. If that makes sense. Yeah. Or it's like, without that level of passion, there would be no music industry, like, generally. Yeah. So shout out to the managers out there.
Shout out to the managers, not the arsehole
working
ones,
very quietly behind the scenes. Like, get close to no credit at all for the amazing things happening in Sydney music.
Sydney music. I love it. I love managers. That's why I want one. But I don't want someone that will not mess me around. But, I don't want someone that'd be like, you're playing things that are too heavy. You should go back to something. And I'll just be like, go away. I want to do me.
But then it'll find a time where like the perfect person will
show
and it's better to be
doorstep.
patient with it anyway.
Yeah, and I might not even be in Sydney. What?
Where are you going?
Me. I'm going to Europe for 2 months.
No,
Might
no,
move
no,
there. Don't know. I'm just such a little...
But before you're going to Europe, or you're going, you're playing. I'm not playing. I'm just gonna go watch Splendour in the Grass.
Oh,
Holy
yeah. Fuck. That's going to be fun.
It's going to be unreal. Are you excited?
I'm so excited.
Are you shitting it a little bit?
Am I what? Shitting?
Yeah, shitting it a little bit.
Shitting it a little bit.
No, yeah, like getting a little bit nervous. Or do you feel it's fine? Just another gig for you? But then...
Well, so I'm not playing for a long amount of time, which is so much harder because I need to choose my songs so carefully. And, when I did the Triple J mix a few weeks ago, and that was like a 20-minute set live in the studio. So I was like...
Did you do it live?
Yeah, that was all live,
Shit.
which is like exciting because, but that is the only time I've ever planned for a DJ set ever, where I've literally like made a playlist that's like this order, these songs, nothing else. Every single other DJ set is like you wing it. Rolled up to and that was 20 minutes. I was like, all right, 2.5 minutes, these amount of songs, I can do it. So that's what I'm doing for Splendour. Yeah. And I have like some new songs because I don't want it to be a repeat of any other one.
Are you playing your tracks? Any of your tracks?
Yeah, I'll probably play 2 or 3. Perfect. The third one is a song that I can't officially release because I sample 3 6 Mafia, and that's going to be... clearing that will be impossible.
It's just sample, like, snippet culture as well. Like, I don't know how closely you follow hip-hop, but there's a Playboi Carti snippet that got leaked, and someone put it on Spotify secretly because they didn't clear the sample, and it was the #1 song on the Viral 100.
Wow.
Thing. So just snip it as hard as you can, and then when you find your hardcore fans, they'll be like, oi, they'll know it. They'll be singing along.
This is it. Well, it's interesting. The song that I've sampled is like, it's their biggest song, which is kind of dumb.
Which one?
Oh,
no.
Well, it's the one that A$AP Rocky sampled.
Yes. Okay.
So it's like... Yeah. But then he sampled like the synthy part. Yeah. I'm sampling just the a cappella, just the vocals. And my part is like way over here. Like halfway through the song. So like if you knew this song really, really well, you might be able to pick it out. But I've like arranged it so the beats aren't the same beats. So, instead of being like, 1, 2, 3, 4, I like start on the second beat, but I've arranged it so it sounds like the first beat. So it's like hard to find, like, that kind of stuff.
Perfect.
But still, I'm like, I'm not going to put it on Bandcamp.
No.
I might do like SoundCloud edit, remix or something like that. But
and then see how long it lasts.
Yeah, until someone's like, cease and desist.
Hang on.
I'll be like, bitch.
Please don't.
Fuck you.
So that's it. Well, is there anything else Lex Deluxe important that you feel like hasn't been said? I feel like we've covered shit tons of ground.
We've covered so much ground.
Where to now
hi,
for Lex
my name
Deluxe?
is Lex. I love music.
I'm going to Europe.
I like riding bikes. I'm going to Europe, if you didn't know. I'm doing hiking in Albania.
So Lex Deluxe, I was like, I opened, like, she's like, I'm like, knock on the door, whatever, when you come. And she brought her bike helmet. She rides bikes legit.
I ride bikes. I ride my bike all day long. I'm a bike rider. Hi, my name is Lex, and I'm addicted to the bike.
Bike riding. It's Lex Deluxe, Sydney's best selector. I'll fucking say it. I don't give a shit. Sydney's best selector. Wow. If you've listened this far, fucking shout.
Good on you.
I don't know why you have, because we suck.
This has been fun. Yeah. Thanks for chatting.
Shout out to the Lord Gladstone Hotel, of course. Shout out to Benjamin Johnson for letting this happen. Shout out to Lex Deluxe. Shout out to Parry. Who else did we? Parry.
Shout out to Parry.
Not Paz. Fuck
not
that
Paz.
guy.
Shout out to Parry.
And shout out to Amelia, who fucking said hello to Lex, because I told her to.
Shout out to Amelia. Shout out to Amelia.
That's it. That's all right.
Thank